So the next topic that we will do is artificial hybridization. Now children, we know what is hybridization. When we just want to intermix our favorable genes or some desired characters we want to put into one single plant, then we use this technique of hybridization. Now it is a crop improvement program in which the desired pollen grains are used for pollination. So it's like that I want a particular type of pollen grain to land onto the stigma, and only that particular pollen grain should come and germinate on the stigma. This is what I want. So for that there are two processes that we should follow. This is achieved by the following technique. One is emasculation and the other one is bagging. Now what we have to do is here, during emasculation, what we should do is we should remove the anthers from the bisexual flower bud of the female parent before the anther dehisces. That means when the flower is just in the bud form, what we have to do is we have to cut or remove the anthers. So before the anther gets matured and dehiscized, means it should not burst out, because if it is burst out and the pollen grains are released, then there is no use of emasculation. So we have to do this emasculation process before the anther gets dehiscized. Okay, then what we have to do is bagging. Here the emasculated flower. Now suppose I have emasculated my flower, but if I am not bagging it, then anther from another flower of the same plant or the pollen from another flower of the same plant can come and settle down on my stigma. So again the emasculation process will be null and void. There will be no use even if I have emasculated the flower. So what we have to do is, after emasculation, bagging is very important. So the emasculated flowers are covered with suitable bag, okay, made up of butter paper to prevent contamination of its stigma with unwanted pollen, because I want a particular type of pollen to come and sit on the flower. So this is what should be done. First, emasculation should be done if the flower is bisexual, and then after that bagging should be done. Mature pollen grains, when the stigma attains receptivity. Suppose my stigma is ready and now it is ready to receive the pollen grains. What I'll do is I will pick up the mature pollen grains from the particular male parent plant, whichever desired pollen I want to use, and then I'll dust it onto the stigma of the flower, particularly the emasculated flower, and then the flowers are again rebagged, okay, to make sure that no other pollen can come and contaminate the stigma and allowed to develop the fruits. So this is what should be done during artificial hybridization. For unisexual flowers, there is no need for the step of emasculation because the flower is unisexual. So the emasculation process is skipped, but the female flower buds are bagged before the flowers open, and when the stigma becomes receptive, pollination is carried out by using the desired pollen. Whichever pollen I want to use, I can dust it onto the stigma, and again the flower is rebagged. So this is how artificial hybridization is achieved in the flowers, both bisexual and unisexual.